I'm Elizabeth Henson. Welcome to the Messy Success Podcast, where I'm helping creative dreamers and overachievers tackle business and life. After 6 years of being my own boss, I finally unraveled a tiny bit of what it takes to survive in this amazing world of being an overly creative entrepreneur. I'm your business bestie, here to help you with all those big ideas and to normalize some of the day-to-day struggles that we all share. My mission is simple. I want more women to make a living doing what they love and to feel good about themselves in the process. The best way to start? We can't do it alone. So welcome. I hope you'll hang out with me here where it's totally okay to be messy. All right. Hey, you guys. Welcome to episode 8. Today, we are going to be talking about confidence and how we can actually change our outcome based on our mindset around things and how we build our confidence. So I'm going to be sharing a little story to start us off with, because if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I recently kind of started my fitness journey all over again. So if you listen to episode 1, you know that I was an athlete. I played college field hockey. I ran a marathon in 2009. And then I had children. And I kind of got in shape after baby number 1. But after I had Madison, I have really struggled to get fitness back into my life in any kind of consistent way. I would have good little spurts. I went to yoga for a little while. I started jogging a little bit, walking a little bit. I was just like, let me just be an active person and just survive. Like total survival mode, mom mode. I honestly didn't care. It wasn't very high on my priority list. And this year, in March, I think it was, I said, okay, July, I have a little bit lighter of a workload. I'm going to make sure that sometime in July, I get this under control and I figure out how to get fitness back in my life, because that's what we have to do, right? If we want to make a change, if we want something to look different in our life, we have to schedule it and we have to find a way to make it a habit or make sure that it fits in our routine, attach it to another routine. So I sat down and I tried to think, what is going to change it for me? What do I need out of a fitness program for it to work for my life? Rather than, me just trying to do what's out there that doesn't really fit into my schedule or to my life. Let's look at my life first and what would be the ideal fitness situation. So I was like, okay, well, I need it to be short, like 30 minutes or less. I need it to be really close to my house. I'm talking like under the 15-minute mark. And I need a sense of accountability or community. I do really well when I have some kind of coach or leader or accountability partner, especially someone like telling me good job or helping me with my form. I love that personal trainer type of atmosphere. So I said, you know what? Let's just see what's out there. And I just started Googling. I don't even know what I Googled, honestly, but I was looking for those 3 qualifications. And it came up right away that there was a brand new place 7 minutes from my house called Fit Body Boot Camp. And they specialize in 30-minute workouts that have the afterburn. So in theory, you leave and your body's still burning calories after the 30 minutes. So I started really poking around on their website, their social media. They opened in February. They're fairly new. I did some social media stalking. I was like, it looks like somewhere I would be comfortable. So I was getting ready to leave for Miami when I was doing all of this research. And I said, all right, a free 3-day trial. So as soon as I get back from Miami, I'm going to give this a try. And we're just going to see if I like it. And, I'm going to stop beating myself up over spending money on it, because we do already have a Y membership, which my husband goes all the time, and we take the girls swimming. So we do get our money's worth out of our Y membership. But I personally just had no interest in going to the Y by myself, working out by myself. The workout classes are like an hour, and then it takes me 15, 20 minutes to get there. And there's no way that I could consistently go to the same workout every week. It just wasn't happening. So I decided as soon as I got back from Miami, I was going to try this place out. And I went, and it was difficult. It was 30 minutes though. So by the time I finished the workout and I'm miserable, it's over. And I knew I had already worked so much harder than I would ever work alone because I was in that group setting with a personal trainer right there. So I knew this could be it for me. This could be the change. So I did my 3 free days and I joined, and I have been every single day that they're open, which is incredible to go from not being able to prioritize exercise to making it just an actual living, breathing part of my schedule. It's been incredible. I just can't believe I made this change. And I'm in my 3rd week now. And I'm just amazed. And this is what I want to share with you guys. I'm getting to the point in how this relates, I promise. So just about a week or even 2 weeks into working out every day, 6 days a week, I noticed that, I don't look any different. Okay, let's be real. It's been almost 3 weeks. I don't look any different. Okay, but I feel different, and it made me look at myself differently. Like, okay, I want to wear these shorts that I never really wanted to wear. Oh, I can wear this shirt that I haven't worn all summer, even though I don't look any different. But my mind has changed. My mind is seeing my body differently because I'm putting in this work, and I feel stronger and I feel better about myself. And it has just been this eye-opening thing that I can't believe that my mind has that kind of power to actually see something different in the mirror because I simply showed up. And that mindset can spill into anything that we want to invite into our life. So if we want to be better business owners, if we want to book more clients, if we want our business to grow, if we want to start a business, we have to show up and do the work. And the confidence is going to come so much more naturally because we're showing up and we're doing the work. We're lifting those weights, and our muscles are going to build those, even if it's a creative muscle. All right. And our mind is going to change the way we see that part of ourselves because we're putting in the work. It's the craziest thing. It's the reverse of what you would think, right? Most people think, okay, I got to change my mindset so that I can do this. When really, if you just start doing this, your mindset will follow and you'll perceive yourself completely differently. And I'm trying to really work on this in all aspects of my life. So, my schedule is really busy for the fall. That's kind of already been planned out a long time ago. But I'm really starting to look at November, December, and 2019 and what I want my life to look like and what I want my schedule to look like and how I can create this exact life that I want and just change it. Not that there's anything wrong with my life. My life is wonderful, but I think I have this habit of putting too much on the plate, which I'm sure every single person out there can relate to. That too much, that busy, the busy syndrome, So some people say I want to break up with busy. And that's where I'm at right now. I want to break up with busy. I want to scale my business a little bit. I want to change the way that my time looks and feels. I want to slow it down. And I have the power to do that, right? We just have to make these decisions. And then we have to show up to make that work. And we look at our life first, and then we write down our wish list, just like I did with the workout. So what is that one thing that you're trying to fit in? Maybe it's fitness. Maybe it's more time for your business. Gosh, I help so many women that want so badly to grow their business, to pick up their camera and to get better. But they just have the time excuse over and over and over. So what is that one thing for you that you want to make more time for in your life? For me, it was that burning desire to get back in shape. So make a wish list of what would need to happen for that thing to come into your life the way that you want it to. What would need to happen? Would it need to be an hour a day? 45 minutes a day, maybe 3 hours a day. How many days a week? What does it look like? Write it down. And then start looking at your life and how you can fit it in and make it happen. Find it. Find that window of time that is your perfect scenario to do the one thing that you've been wanting to do. For me, it was finding Fit Body Bootcamp. They have 30-minute increments that range all throughout the day. So no matter what schedule I have that day, I can go in the morning, I can go in the evening, I can go in the afternoon, and it's 30 minutes of my day. It's an hour round trip, and I can make it happen. And I cannot wait to see the transformation 6 months from now, how I'm feeling about myself. And I feel so much better, right? And some of you guys might have the opposite problem. Some of you guys are so incredibly fit. Oh my gosh. Some of my friends that are in like the health coaching business, like their whole entire life revolves around, the health and the lifestyle. But then they might struggle to read a book a month or whatever thing, journaling, whatever thing that they're trying to fit in. Maybe you want to become a writer. Maybe you want to flex those writing muscles a little bit. How can you fit that in? Write down a wish list and write it down in your calendar when you're going to start making that happen. And it's so crazy that can change everything. It changes your confidence level. It changes the way you look at yourself in the mirror, and that will change your outcome, because my outcome is that I'm getting healthier and I'm getting more fit. And eventually I will look different. That's just not going to happen in 2 weeks, right? But it's changing the outcome. It was changing the excuse story that I was telling myself, that I didn't have time, that I didn't care, that it wasn't worth stressing over. Instead, I took control of my own situation and said, what do I need to happen to get my best results? And I found it. And it's out there for you too, whatever it is that you're looking for. Someone sent me this great quote the other day. I think it was actually my friend Courtney. I love it. It says, if you talk about it, it's a dream. If you envision it, it's possible. But if you schedule it, it's real. And this is the step, the scheduling step that I'm really trying to work on. Because nothing happens in our lives right now unless we schedule it, right? We're all so busy running around, taking our kids places. We're so busy. I think the world is busier than ever. So we have to schedule it, even if it's 6 months from now. If you're wanting to start a business, write it down in your calendar, the next open space that you have. For me, it was in March, and I was looking at my calendar, and I said, July. I have no more excuses in July. July is it. July is when I'm going to take control of this thing. So how can you schedule in that big thing that you have wanted to do? All right, let's talk a little bit more about confidence and other ways that we can build up our confidence, because I know this is a huge hurdle for so many people. And confidence isn't really a tangible thing, right? Like I can't sell you confidence. You have to do that work yourself. But the power of showing up is the most important thing that you can do. If you are a photographer, for example, and you're lacking confidence in your work, maybe it's because you're not practicing as much as you really know that you can. Showing up, doing the work is going to build that confidence. And also just tackling the fear. Every single thing we share, everything we post, every time we put those big dreams on our sleeves and we put it out into the world, we're chipping away at that fear. And it's like a muscle. The more that we do it over and over and over, the more comfortable we get with the fear and the anxiety of what other people are going to think. What did I say in the last episode? That the more comfortable, the more that we allow fear into our lives, the less of an issue it becomes. Something like that. So, the being creative part, it's like a muscle, and we have to flex it, and we have to work it, and we have to practice putting our stuff out into the world, no matter what it is, over and over and over. And getting used to the fact that maybe nobody's going to have anything to say about it that day. Maybe nobody's going to comment or like on our social media that day. But we have to keep showing up. And the showing up piece builds trust, and it builds our confidence in the process, because we're becoming masters of our thing, our craft. The more we do it, the more we show up, and the more we share about it, the more confident we're going to be. when I ran a marathon, I was super confident on race day because I put in the work. I practiced and ran for, I think I did 18 weeks of training. So when race day came, I knew I was ready, right? But if we go all willy-nilly on the training part, we're not going to have the confidence that we need when it comes down to it. Another thing is our vibe attracts our tribe. And I know I talk about this all the time, but if you have strong, successful, and positive women by your side, that is also going to lift up your level of confidence and the way that you look at yourself. I know that sounds simple, but I just remember when I was, at my 9 to 5 and when I was teaching, the energy is contagious, right? The people we hang out with is contagious. If you want to leave your day job and start a business, the people at your day job are not the ones that you want to talk to about that. You want to talk to people that are already there or that also want to be there so that you guys can share those dreams and those desires and schedule it and make it real. But if all you have to talk to is people that don't understand your situation, you're going to get all of the shoulds and the buts and the what ifs and this is the safe choice because. But if you surround yourself with other people who are dream chasers and who want the same results that you do, it's going to build your confidence. It's going to make you believe that it is all more possible. So before I wrap up, I wanted to share with you that yesterday in the Messy Squad, our Facebook group community, I asked the members what is one thing that builds your confidence, whether it's in business or life. And one of the common threads was positive feedback, words of encouragement, kind and heartfelt reviews from their clients. There was definitely a common theme that those words of affirmation, that feedback, helps them build confidence. And this is so important because this actually totally relates to my theory in that your vibe attracts your tribe and how important your community is to your success and the people that you surround yourself with. Because if you know that words of encouragement and feedback are going to give you more confidence, it's so important to hang out with other women and other people in your life that will give you exactly that. And I know we can't just sit around and say, hey, I like you because you say nice things to me. But it's an energy. It's an intangible personality trait that people have, that some people are just more comfortable loving up on other people and saying encouraging things, or even just having positive and kind, encouraging body language can go a long way. So if you know that getting positive feedback and getting words of affirmation propels you forward, make sure that you have people in your life that can provide that with you. That is a personal need that is very important. Also, I want to give you another perspective because, of course, the positive feedback gives us all confidence. But when I talk to myself, instead of the word confidence, for some reason in the last year, I've started using the word momentum. So, for example, when I launched my creative network here in Hampton Roads just recently, and I had 6 people that jumped in and wanted to join, they read the information about it and they were like, sign me up right now. I didn't look in the mirror and say, oh my gosh, their words gave me confidence, but it gave me momentum, which is almost the same thing, right? It's just a different word choice. It gave me momentum and it fueled my fire to pour into that project even more, which is like confidence, right? I have just chosen to start using that word momentum because I want my confidence to come from within me. I don't want to rely on outside sources to give me confidence. I want to know that whether I get positive feedback or I get haters or I get nothing, that I still have the tools in my toolbox to keep showing up. Because the showing up part is really the most valuable part in our confidence and overcoming those hard days. So the days that we spend 30 minutes writing an Instagram caption and then we get no interaction on it, right? We've all been there. That freaking sucks. Sometimes I can sit on my phone and I can think that I'm being so heartfelt and so creative in my caption, and I pick a wrong time of day, or maybe it wasn't as interesting as I thought, and I get no results or not results that I was hoping for. We all do that, okay? We all measure ourselves on social media now and again. But the confidence comes in the fact that I can take that day that was not great, or that result that was not what I wanted, and I can look at myself and say, well, I'm going to show up again tomorrow and I'm going to try again. That builds confidence. That's kind of the confidence by doing and being results driven, and knowing that even if you don't get the results that you want, that you will continue to show up, because this thing that you're doing is so important to you and the world needs to hear about it. You have to believe in what you're doing so much that you know the world needs to hear it. But of course, when we get those words of affirmation and that encouragement, I mean, that goes so far and it validates all the hard work that we're doing. But we're not going to get that every day. So we have to be sure that the hard days, the quiet days, the days that we hear crickets, that we don't stop. Because I've had so many women come to me and say, I don't get any interaction. I don't get any engagement. Nobody's interested in me. Nobody interacts with my stuff. I don't know what to say. All right. So that's actually plucking away at our confidence when we let that stop us, when we let that be a reason that we don't show up. I don't want to show up because nobody wants to hear what I have to say. That's going to pluck away our confidence. But saying, you know what I have to say is important, and I'm going to keep showing up, that will build that confidence brick by brick by brick. And it's an ongoing process. It's never going to be something that happens overnight, and it's never work that we're finished doing. The power of the mind is something that we have to constantly work on every single day. And one more piece of feedback that I read about in the group from my friend Chrissy is what gives her confidence is setting a goal and achieving it, having an idea and seeing it come to life. I can so relate to that. And I think that's why I almost have this addiction to making ideas, go out into the world over and over and over, because I just love that feeling of seeing what happens when I have a crazy idea and I put it out to people. Do they want it? Do they not want it? Who knows? But I thought that was so well said too. Chrissy also said, speak what you want into existence. If we can't put words to it, it will never happen. And that goes back to what I said in the beginning of the episode about scheduling it, right? Saying it out loud and actually scheduling it with ourselves. All right. So hopefully you will leave this episode and you will go schedule something amazing with yourself, and you'll also continue to show up even on the hard days, because we want to hear from you. Okay. And if you don't have that tribe, the vibe that attracts your tribe, did I say that right? Come join us in the Messy Squad. Okay. Go to elizabethhensonphotos.com/podcast and you can sign up for the Messy Squad right there, and we will be your tribe. All right, you guys, let's end with our shout out, our community shout out for this episode. Today, I want to tell you about my friend Jessica from Jessica Ryan Photography. Jessica is also incredibly multi-passionate, and she is making this world a better place every single day. So Jessica's a wedding photographer, but she has also started this amazing group called Her Hike Collective. So you guys can find Her Hike Collective on Instagram. If you love hiking, if you love nature, if you love connecting with other women, you are definitely going to want to check her out. You can also find more at jessicaryanphoto.com. And you can find all the information about Her Hike Collective there as well. And you can find her on Instagram at Her Hike Collective. Jessica is adventurous, but she's also a homebody. I think she's so relatable to the everyday woman. She loves the outdoors, taking women on hikes to the mountain peaks and having deep, meaningful conversations. And she loves her dogs and her husband. And you just need to go check her out and follow her journey. I can't wait to see her finish writing this book. I am loving keeping up with everything that she's doing. She's part of our Hampton Roads Creative Network, a very valuable part because I know that her story is going to impact so many people. So Jessica, thank you so much for always being in my tribe, for always sharing words of encouragement, and for just giving me the feedback, because I'm totally a words of affirmation person too. And it means so much when people take time out of their day to leave a review on iTunes, or to send me a message on Instagram or an email that they enjoyed the podcast or that they saw anything that I'm doing, right? Because that's why we're all here. But I wanted to shine the light on Jessica because she's amazing. So check her out. You can also go to the show notes at elizabethhensonphotos.com/08. Thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure you come hang out with us in the Messy Squad and have a great week.